While driving out to the west coast on Highway 4, a popular spot to stop is the Kennedy River, approximately 56 kilometers from Port Alberni. This can be an exciting place to stop no matter what the weather. During the wet fall and winter seasons, creeks in this area rise very quickly, and the entire rock outcrop can be completely covered in water. During drier seasons, the water races through narrow channels. Tourists have started adding locks and other memorabilia to the chain link fence that runs along the side of the highway at this location. One of my favorite things to do when I'm heading to the west coast is to head into Ucluelet and go to the Wild Pacific Trail for a nice walk. There are numerous sections to this 8-kilometer trail. One of my favorites is the loop at the lighthouse. This is an easy 2.6-kilometer walk, and it's a nice way to stretch your legs after the long drive. The east side of the peninsula is usually relatively calm and gives you views of some of the islands out towards the Broken Group. If there's any swell at all, you can usually hear the sound of the whistle buoy. The trail is outfitted with many benches where you can stop and enjoy the view, and if you're lucky, you might see one of the many marine mammals that inhabit the area. The trail has a number of interesting stops for history buffs as well. One thing to think about when you're moving on this trail is just look around at the forest and how crazy thick it is and how difficult it would have been as a homesteader. It would have been awful trying to clear this area. A small side trail you can take is the Bog Woodland Loop. It contains a lot of interesting information about the importance of wetlands and the ecology of bogs. You can see how the bog just keeps growing. The skunk cabbage or bog lantern is just growing right through the trail. In the bog, you can see carnivorous plants in the form of sundews. So I was just walking along the trail and I came across a wildlife trail. I wanted to show you just as a reminder that you're walking in an area where you could potentially come across a bear or deer or other things, so you just definitely want to be aware. Here's the trail here. You can see it's quite clear and it goes back into the forest there. So I've come around the west side of the peninsula now and I can feel the breeze and really smell the ocean, and this side gets more surf and it's quite dramatic and exciting. One of my favorite things along the trail are the shapes of the crazy trees that grow in this area. The wind, the weather, the storms can be so strong here that they actually shape the trees. The ocean's actually quite mild today. This is not how it normally is. So it's quite nice to be able to just enjoy the very nice slow sort of swell as it comes in. It's quite relaxing. But don't let this period of calm fool you. The ocean can change here quite quickly. Last time I visited, we retreated to some storm watching. The winds and waves were really big. Large constant swells can lead to the development of sea foam. This foam is particularly prevalent in narrow channels. I was quite taken with this rare phenomena, and I thought I'd get a really close-up look at the foam. The sun has come out, but despite that I still had to put on my jacket and my toque and my gloves because the wind is a little bit cold here on this side of the peninsula. But it means we've got more surf, and it's exciting. It's fun to watch the waves. After you've visited the lighthouse and you've completed the loop, there are other sections of the trail that you can explore if you still have more energy, if you want to save it for another day. There's another 4-kilometer section of trail that you can access either from Big Beach or the ancient Cedars Loop. This section of the trail is quite exposed to the elements. It has really dramatic scenery and is fantastic for photography. So besides the great restaurants and the surfing conditions out in the West Coast, don't forget to come and visit the Wild Pacific Trail.